just want to see everyone succeed. I really do, because I believe I have one of the best jobs in the world. I don't care about being a millionaire. Obviously, that would be absolutely amazing, and I could buy my super yacht. But I get to go to work today and hang out with my best mates, get to play this beautiful instrument. I get to come in and teach you guys, and it's a real blessing for me, and it's a real passion as well. And to be able to do it and then get paid, like when you send that invoice, you're like, that money's going to be mine next week. It's an amazing feeling. And when you can start sending loads of invoices off, that's when it starts getting fruity. Okay, right. Fruity. Right, I'm going to play. Yes, I'm going to play. I started doing a lot of work for a music kind of company / label called Overcoast Records, or Overcoast Music. Quite a few years ago, we did a few demos for the X Factor. We did a lot of adverts for Vauxhall. Nick at the back has done quite a few adverts as well. Well done, mate. And I kind of became their house drummer. Now, the guy that works there in the studio, he's now moved to New York, and again, about being a nice guy and doing a good job. We became really good friends. He now runs the studio in New York. So he's been very, very kind today and sent me a snippet of a house track. It's gone quite big in America. I'm going to play it, and then I want you guys to get up, if anyone wants to get up, and I'm going to talk you through what I'm kind of doing up here. Now, a little bit of background. I kind of sort of fell in love with dance music quite a few years ago, and I started figuring out about the electronics, and I found out that sort of being quite a tight player, having quite a tight sound, went really well with dance music. And then the electronics obviously excited me as well. The thing with dance music and house music, I went to a rave in Berlin about 2 years ago, and no joke, I think the only thing that changed in 1 hour was a hi-hat, an open hi-hat. And it went on and on and on and on, and I was like, how can I make this more interesting? So, because house music is so sort of ambient, there's a lot of reverb, there's a lot of like synths that are kind of have a lot of sustain on them, I feel like our roles as drummers is to make, especially with this stuff, is to make that music interesting, because it gets very monotonous after a while. So what we're going to try and replicate now in this 1 minute of a song is a constant build from start to finish. So basically the song, I'll try and get up on the screen. No, actually I can't do that because then the sound won't play. Failed. The song is built up of 4 lots of 8 bars, so 32 bars. And what we're going to do is every single 8 bars, we're going to build it to the climactic end, okay? The first 8 bars is the intro to the song, so I'm going to set off a few sort of like atmospheric samples. The second 8 bars, we're going to bring in the backbeat, and by backbeat I mean snare, not bass drum. So we're just going to bring in that clap. There's some reverse cymbals here. All my samples on here are set to about 120 BPM, so I know that they will last for exactly 1 bar, because dance music, someone in LBW told me today, apparently newborn babies are born with a heartbeat of 120 BPM. Amazing. Dance music. So, come out raving, obviously. So we're going to try and replicate that. The third 8 bars is where the bass drum comes in, so the main groove of the song comes in. I'm going to set off a few more samples, and then the last 8 bars is that kind of massive push towards the finish. Basically what we don't want to see is massive jumps every time we kind of skip 8 bars. It wants to be a sort of gradual rise all the way to the end, okay? I'm just going to quickly just make sure it's the right volume, but I think it'll be all right. And then, if any of you want to get up, get your in-ears ready. Have we got any headphones we can... Yeah, right. And I'll talk you through this, and basically what we're going to do is play to a backing track, be as tight as humanly possible. The other thing with electronics as well is because you're trying to replicate a drum machine, if it's sloppy, it sounds really sloppy. Because you're playing to a grid and everything's really, really in time, as soon as you kind of like get outside that grid, it doesn't sound great. So yeah, I'll play and I'll show you how I would do it, hopefully. Another important thing as well, always change what track you're doing on your SPD SX, because that would be really bad. Done that so many times. Give it a go? Anyone? I'll guide you through, don't worry. James, come on. Yeah. You got this? Right. So, just to talk through this. So, what I've got is the kind of standard thing I kind of feel that works is I've got claps, which is obviously very standard in house music. A sub, it's the greatest thing ever. Reverse cymbals, set to 1 bar. All the sort of risers and stuff like that. It just kind of adds ambient noise and adds that kind of excitement pushing forward. And then what I've actually got is external triggers that come out the back of here, claps, and...
Oh, you have your own? Oh, I'll use those. They seem more comfortable.
Yeah, claps and cowbells to kind of make it more interesting. So what James is going to try and replicate is being a drum machine.
Can I do blast boots?
No. This is the thing we're trying to get you away from.
Where is the...
Yeah.
Where's your monitoring?
Oh yeah. Just if you can go. Oh. Yeah. Go easier.
I really can't see anything up there.